All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to today's live stream. This is the Birb webinar that we do on a daily basis. Aperture is gone this week, so I'm going to be doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, as well as Saturday or perhaps Sunday this week. In today's webinar, I want to do this public for YouTube because I feel like the market is just so bullish. I know a lot of people want my opinion on the market, so I figured, what the hell, let's just do a public live stream for all of you guys on YouTube, and we're going to obviously check Bitcoin and the crypto market. The main goal in today's webinar is to try to find setups. Basically, I do think that we are looking at potential long opportunities from the 0.618 up to the 0.702 for Bitcoin. So I'm thinking about a move up to the 54 to 55k range on Bitcoin, which means that altcoin most likely have some room to the upside as well. So that is the plan for today's webinar. Before we jump into the charts, I have a quick word from our sponsors.
PrimeXPT is the most powerful trading platform offering immediate access to over 30 assets. Trade cryptocurrencies, forex, commodities, stock indices, and much more, all from a single Bitcoin settled account. Visit the link below and start trading on PrimeXPT in minutes.
YFDI is democratizing finance by creating the most secure, transparent, and user-friendly ecosystem of DeFi products. To learn more, visit thebirdpress.com/YFDI. Bistro is a decentralized peer-to-peer food marketplace that makes ordering food more convenient and rewarding for both providers and customers. Learn more at thebirdpress.com/bistro. Crypto Card bridges the gap between DeFi and e-commerce by allowing you to directly spend your crypto on countless real-world goods. Learn more at thebirdpress.com/cryptocard. Equinix is a NASDAQ-listed digital assets company offering crypto exchange, custody, asset management, borrowing and lending services, and more. Enhance your crypto wealth today at thebirdpress.com/Equinix. The Change DeFi app allows you to become your own digital bank with automated financial services that give you complete control over your wealth while enjoying 100% freedom and security. Sign up today at thebirdpress.com/change.
All right, welcome, guys. So before we jump into the charts, I want to show you something, and I want to show you a small little tip or trick, right? So if you're a active trader, or you want to become an active trader, or you're a trader, or you just want to become a trader, basically, you know that you need to focus on. I'd say you need to focus on one strategy, one setup, and become very, very good at that one setup and that one strategy. And I think for me, at least, it's very much about the visuals, right? I am a trend trader, just like you should be. You should all be trend traders, in my opinion. That is the best and easiest way to be trading. Markets are trending, and we should make the most out of those trends. Ranging markets, not fun, not interested, lower probability, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the visual aspects of my trading is very important, because I pull up a chart and I look at the price action. I'm like, do I like this? Should I go long on this? And that is decided in the first 10 seconds of viewing the chart. I don't have to go into any statistics or do any mathematical formula to know if I should take a trade or not. I just have to look at the trade, and I have to ask myself, is there bullish engulfing on the bounce? Is there an entry trigger? Like here, I enter here, I should enter here, I should enter here, I should enter here. And, it gives me the entry triggers, and it's very, very easily definable. And one way that I do this is I have multiple screens, right? And I always have, like, the wallpapers for the background of my screens is good trading setups. And on the I'll show you, right? So let me quickly show you here. So here's my setup, right? So here's the microphone, beautiful microphone, and here's my main screen. And then to the left, I have my left screen. That is not a trading view. That's not a trading view setup. That's one very successful trade with explanations of why I took the trade. And then you see to the right, the same thing. These two shots right here, it's not trading view, it's just my background for the screens, and I view these every day. Every day I look at these, and if you look at them, that they're very clear. It's they look the same, and it's very clear. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You should try to train your eyes on finding the setups immediately when you open up the charts. And you can only really do that by watching the setups over and over and over again, so that your intuitive side takes over and you just know that this is the right setup to take. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of practice, but if you constantly are exposed to the same setup and the same idea and the same market structure and price action day in and day out, you are with time going to see it more clearly. And the more time you spend looking at the setup, the quicker it's going to become. So if you don't have multiple screens, right? Most people probably don't have multiple screens, which you don't need. You don't need 1, 2. I have 4, but it's just because I, do a lot of different stuff. So if you don't have a lot of screens, you can print out a couple of setups, right? Probably have a printer. If you don't have a printer, go to a library, whatever. Print out the setups, right? And put them on your wall in your office or your desk or whatever you're trading, just anywhere. I don't know, like the goddamn bathroom. So whenever you're taking a shit, you can watch your setups and just watch it day in, day out. Remember this setup so that when you see it live the next time, you know exactly what to do. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin here. We have Bitcoin has broken out of the local range, and the local range is this one right here, where we have the white dotted lines right here. You can see that if you use the replay function, we looked at this range right here. Last time I did this update, we had the range right here, and I said that even though that we are holding the daily 20 EMA, we're seeing that the bounces of the daily 20 EMA, there's less and less space between the bounces, and the move is getting exhausted, and you're having the 4-hour EMAs kind of crisscrossing each other, and you're seeing equal highs and equal lows, which are in obviously what happens when you have a trend, a range. So you're seeing range low, bounce, range high, and then a nice bounce of the range EQ area right here, and then a breakout of the range. And what you're going to see here is a beautiful rounded retest around the bottom of the range high prior to the break above 51K. Let me show you that. So we got this round the bottom, break and retest of the range high. And we are now also seeing the continuation of the trend. We have exited this range, which in my opinion was a potential low to medium time frame distribution range, if you like, in this minor secondary trend within a higher time frame uptrend. So if you look at a high time frame distribution range, that would be this. I don't think maybe it's not accurate to call this a low time frame distribution range, but it kind of makes sense. And I'm pretty sure that you guys understand what I'm saying. Basically, what you have at the top is this distribution. At the bottom, you have accumulation. Distribution, pretty clear. You enter a range right here, break, retest, and then accumulation right here with a confirmed bullish market structure. And if you look at if you isolate this trend right here, so if you isolate this trend right here, you will see that you have a uptrend, obviously, and a potential range forming here, which could be a potential distribution range. And if we do break down like that, I would say that this would then be a pretty obvious top formation where you have the picture perfect market structure of a uptrend that leads into a range, that leads into a downtrend, which leads into a range, which then leads into an uptrend or a downtrend, depending on if the primary trend is respected or not. A very simple way of identifying market structure and trends, and that is why I held off on entering any long. Well, I was pretty heavily long Bitcoin and altcoins, but what I'm saying is I held off on entering new positions because the positions I had on altcoins were not secured, and we're going to talk about that in a minute when we go over to the altcoin markets. But basically, what I'm seeing right here is a continuation of the daily uptrend to the upside, right? Obviously, if it's obviously continuation of an uptrend is probably to the upside. So you're entering the high time frame short RLC. So what is the short RLC? Well, the RLC is stands for reload zone, and it's the area between the 0.618 and the 0.786. And the short reload zone is measured using the high to the low to find the bearish fibs. And what you can see here is that the high time frame short RLC is in perfect confluence with the previous distribution range, the previous breakdown area. It's where the last bull cycle of what I believe is a bigger macro bull cycle, it's where that trend ended. So it's of a major importance for Bitcoin, this level right here. It's also why I do expect that the first major test of this level will be a bearish rejection. It just makes perfect sense for it to be so, be that. And when I'm thinking, usually the equilibrium or the midpoint of the RLC, when it's confluent with decent price action structure, which I do think it is right here. If you draw a level at the midpoint of the RLC, you will also see that the midpoint of the RLC is pretty much in where you have the equilibrium of price action in the distribution range. So it kind of makes sense that midpoint of the short RLC, which is at 54K, will be a very strong resistance area. So we still have some room to the upside before we hit a level where I do think we might see some heavy rejection, which means we still pretty much should be looking for long opportunities on altcoins and Bitcoin. So the obvious retracement level and the obvious retest level for Bitcoin is this blue box right here. And why is that the obvious level? Well, if you look at an uptrend, you have a high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. The new lows in the perfect uptrend, and most likely this is the way it goes. The new high usually happens on the new higher low usually happens on the last higher high. So here's the new higher low, happens on the higher high. We can look at the current trend for Bitcoin and see if this holds true. And it's not going to be perfect all the time, but it's pretty much quite accurate, right? So here you have an area right here, and price comes down and almost touches that level right here. Here's a high area right here where you also find support right here, and here's a high area where you most likely find support once again. Now, if you look at the 4-hour trend, it's going to be much more clearer, where you have a high, low. Higher low happens on the last high. This is a high, bounce on that high, then it breaks down. So you have a high, reclaims that high here, and then you have another high here where you bounce on that high. It's not, like you can see, it's not happening all the time, but most of the time that's how a trending market will look. The trending market will not always be perfect, so you have to make room for potential front running of the important levels. But if you take that principle and apply it to the current breakout on Bitcoin, I'd say that this blue box is a pretty, fairly good level for a bounce, because of the fact that, looking at the daily, this area is a bit lower. You have to wait for a proper bounce on the 4-hour before going long. And what I would look for in this case would be a retest of the blue box. And hopefully the retest will also happen on the 4-hour 20 EMA with a 4-hour bullish engulfing or something with a stochastics, and the stochastics RSI going lower below 30, preferably a bull cross below 30, but it's not always going to be that easy. So if this happens, like a retest of the blue box, retest of the 20 EMA in the 4-hour with a 4-hour bullish engulfing, or a 4-hour bullish pin bar with stochastics being below 30, I would go long on that. I would not need to have the bull cross. I can also see that we have somewhat of a trend line going here. So let's see if that kind of makes sense to use that one. If we use those low, we have that level right there. And if you go to the daily, let's see if we can adjust it to the candle closes. Probably shouldn't do that, because that would make no sense. So looking at the daily, we still have to kind of view that trend line as a potential break of the major trend. So we don't probably need that right now. too far from current price, but we need to keep that in mind anyway. All right, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin. So with that said, let's take a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. The Bitcoin dominance chart is in a clear downtrend right here. We are finding some type of support here, but I'm not so much interested in the Bitcoin dominance chart as I am with the altcoin indices. So I'm just going to put a potential trend here, right? So that would be, I mean, a range. So that would be the potential range that we're inside right now. And a break above this range would mean that money is probably flowing out of altcoins into Bitcoin once again, and break lower probably means that the flow of money is going towards altcoins again. And when altcoins and Bitcoin are running together, we have a pretty nice scenario of making some really good money. So we're looking at the altcoin indices right here. I'm going to be watching the chat shortly. So if you have any questions or anything that you want me to look at, just let me know. The altcoin perp, this is an active call that we have in the Nest Club. This is basically, I made this call as a way of just staying long exposed to the altcoin market. I looked at the altcoin market and I felt, there's some altcoins that are looking really good, but overall the altcoin market is looking good, and I would just like to ride the trend in the most easiest way possible. And for me, that would be going long on the alt perp. Looking at it right now, it's bullish. The mid cap altcoins are looking very, very bullish, and the low cap altcoins are obviously in a very nice uptrend right here. It does look like it's fairly. It does look like the mid caps and especially the low caps here are in for some type of retrace, which would make sense because if Bitcoin comes down and tests the blue box, we would see a retrace on alts as well. But I think that's temporarily. And the breakout above this range for Bitcoin also means that our invalidation levels kind of move higher, right? Or there's going to be more room for error the higher we trade. So the stop losses and the invalidation levels right now is much wider than it was in here. So there's more room for errors, which looks, feels pretty nice. We can, stay long on our altcoins and be quite conservative with the or be have wide stop losses basically. So we'll look at the DeFi market, which is obviously looking very, very, very bullish. Had a beautiful long signal right there. Unfortunately, I was sleeping when that happened, but that was a perfect long scenario with a 4-hour bullish engulfing on the 4-hour 20 EMA with a bull cross on the stochastics RSI below 30. Let's actually take a quick look at that one. Yeah, that is actually very, very nice long signal. Same type of signal that we took on the alt perp right here. So the exchange tokens obviously are rallying. I wanted to add some exposures to the altcoin market, the exchange token market right here, because of the fact that FTT was running like crazy. And usually when one exchange token starts running, you will see the ripple effect across the exchange market. And a great way to add exposure to the exchange token market is the exchange token index on FTX. And we also have the privacy index, which is showing some really nice bullish market structure. So this basically means we are right now in a very strong bullish market on altcoins and Bitcoin, and we should look at long opportunities only. If you're considering shorting this, remember that you're trading against one of the strongest trends that we have experienced in crypto in many months. So be careful. Shorting here is a very low probability success, most likely. Low probability trade with the trend, and the trend right now is very much to the upside. Consider the fact that if you were looking for shorts, you were probably looking for shorts, here, and now here as well. So just don't short an uptrend, because the uptrend is going to continue until it doesn't, which means it can continue indefinitely until there's clear signs of it ending. And when there's clear signs of the uptrend ending, that is when you're supposed to short. You can't just look at the stochastics RSI or the RSI and say, well, this is overbought, so I'm going to be shorting this. Well, the RSI doesn't really mean shit if you can't really put it into the concept, the concept of what market structure you're trading in right now. So if you're in a ranging market and you're seeing signs of a potential pullback and everything looks overbought on the higher time frames, that might be a decent opportunity to start looking for shorts, right? But if you're in a very clear uptrend, it doesn't really matter what the stochastic says, right? Because the RSI or the stochastic RSI can stay overbought for weeks and months, right? So it's not a good indication of what direction the market is going. But if you take the fact that you're now seeing potential break in market structure, and on the lower time frames you already have confirmed bearish market structure, and then on the weekly and maybe even the daily you're seeing very strong, you're seeing the stochastic RSI in the overbought area, that's when you might start looking at potential shorts. But when every time frame basically is bullish according to the market structure, there's like, you shouldn't be trusting the stochastics RSI or the RSI being overbought as one indication of entry, right? So let's go through the chats, and after that we're going to go through the green list to see if I can find any setups. All right, let's see. Good morning, greetings from Denmark. What's up, my holy shit, there's a lot of Danish people in here. I love you guys. I do, like, I don't know a word Danish, but I love your country. I love Denmark. PC setup like NASA control room. Yep, that's how I feel. Would you share those background pictures? Yeah, I might, like. Yeah, but I think the best way to use, like, all right. So instead of sharing a background picture, I'm just gonna share this, right? You see this right here? That's a buy signal. That is a buy signal on that bounce. Like every time, like it's just, all right. So I'm gonna keep it very simple here. All the picture is saying basically is just this, right? So what I mean by this is, you look for a trend, you buy every retrace and bounce of the trend back down to the last higher high. That's basically it. It's so simple, so extremely simple. You can look at this trend right here, and all you see is a 4-hour trend, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Like it's just every bounce on every horizontal level, previous resistance is just a buying opportunity. And what I do then is I look for stochastics RSI to be in the oversold or overbought territory. It's really that simple. It's really, really that simple. And then you add trend lines and that kind of stuff. So I think instead of sending you the screenshots of the setups, I think it is better for you to watch these lives and look at me trading live. I'm going to be scanning the markets shortly, and I'm going to show you exactly how I use this system and strategy to find trades. All right. Can KMD go higher, or should I sell? So I'm not going to do any short requests at this point, but I can tell you that can KMD go higher, or should I sell? Like, it sounds like you have no plans. You should probably sell and make a plan for what to do. Like, you gotta understand that trading is not it sounds like what you're doing is gambling. You're not trading. You're just buying something, hoping for it to go upwards. That's a good strategy in a market where everything goes up. But what happens when it goes down? Like, it's make a plan. If you decided to buy KMD, you should have a very clear invalidation level and a very clear take profit area. If you don't have that, you're not trading, you're just hoping for the best, and that will get you wrecked when you choose the wrong one. All right. In the last week, I heard many guys being skeptical of Cardano. At the moment, it's staying blah, 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 blah. Do you think we go on a new price discovery or need to make some lower prices? But I'm skeptical on Cardano because so I have no idea what it is, or I never do any fundamental analysis. Like I'm a 100% TA trader, so I don't really care about fundamentals. Obviously, I know some about Cardano, but also something that I know is fundamentally a lot of people that I do respect in this community and in the market really has some good some decent reasons to be skeptical about the fundamentals of Cardano. Now, do I care about that? No, absolutely not. I don't really give a shit about the fundamentals of any products. All I care about is it in a trend or not. If it's in a trend, I want to trade it. If it's in an uptrend, I want to be long. If it's in a downtrend, I want to be short. I don't care what ticker is. All I care about is my system activating or not. So let's just quickly look at ADA here. I am actually in a long on ADA here, which looks like it's going to it's probably going to work out all right if the market turns bullish here. I'm right at entry right now, so the idea here was just to I went long basically on the reclaim of this support, because the basic notion that markets are trending and this is an uptrend, I should go long, and I should go long on support with stops below last swing low, in this case the long RLC. Now I don't care if ADA is trash or not, but I'll stay long as the trend is long, and the hype was real on this one. I'm pretty sure I've made a FOMO trade on this one. I'm not sure, like, should I exit this one? Maybe I should exit this one because it had a bearish rejection pretty clearly of that resistance area, and the fact that, looking at the daily, I mean, look at this. Yeah, the daily kind of looks like shit. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just exit this one because there's so many other good setups out there. So I'm just gonna exit that one. Let's see. Do I think we can go on a new price discovery? Absolutely, I do think we can go on a new price discovery. But right now, for me, I think we lost that level. We lost an important area. I do actually think that if this thing was bullish, I mean, if you look at the altcoin indices, you should see that the general altcoin market is very much to the upside. It's very bullish, but this one is not really showing the same characteristics as a lot of other altcoins I would look at. This will probably pump, but I would probably exit this and look for better opportunities. I'm still in 3 more quite profitable positions on Sushi, Altcoin, and Atom, so those are looking very good. This one, however, I'm probably going to exit at break even because I feel like it's just it's rather risky, because this is showing different characteristics than the other setups that I'm in. So let me exit this one, and I'll also show you Atom and Sushi. So this one is at break even, and I feel like yeah, I don't really care for this to. I'll wait for this level to get reclaimed. I think that would be the safest option. So I'm getting out of ADA now, and I'll probably get back in on a reclaim of that level. I applied for development course on Cardano. That's awesome. That's really cool. Matic. That's a little. You know what? I can't do an chart request. Let's just do a quick scan here, because like I need to make money, so I need to actually be trading. I can't just look at charts for you guys. I need to be actually trading on my own, and I have a very tight schedule right now. I got a call with a private students after this one, and then I got lunch, and then I got a lot of different stuff going on. I need to study for the CMT, and I need to work on my new trading course. Man, it's a lot going on. All right, Altcoin pair long on that one. Atom, I longed Atom on the retest right here. So same principle goes for this one. I saw that we had an uptrend, and this level looked really good. It's confident with the RLC of the latest up move. So I figured, what the hell? Let's just put an entry trigger right here. Worked out quite nicely. Stops is now at entry. So my son apparently doesn't understand that I'm having a webinar. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. So this one is looking good. Got my stops at entry on this one. Sushi Perp, I entered based on a post call on a call posted on from day trader. Stops is at entry on this one as well. This is a swing trade. I'm thinking I'm gonna hold this for a week or two. And ADA. See, I'm getting alerts. All right, so let's go. Let's do that scan. Cake is looking fine. This is looking really nice. I'm moving that up to the list. ADA, I'm gonna look at that one. Right, so cake is looking very interesting right here. Let's look at this one from a daily perspective. Yeah, had a really nice bounce on. Look at that wick right there. That wick coming down and testing these highs right here. That is absolutely beautiful right there. Nice strong wick with a fat bullish engulfing on the daily. Stochastics RSI on the daily is slowly turning bullish. Nice rounded bottom on the stochastics on the daily. Nice rounded bottom with price action. Yeah, this looks like it wants to continue higher. And I'm thinking we might want to look for longs here. Right. So where would the obvious long be? So the high time frames are up. We are seeing somewhat of a local uptrend right here. So definitely we should be looking for longs. The question is, will we wait for a move higher and then go long on the new higher low? That would be, the obvious trend and the obvious setup. But yeah, I think that's actually what I'm going to do, because this is also a potential reversal going on right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to add a level right here. And I feel like the most important thing to do right now and overall in trading is to stay patient. Wait for the trend to get established, and wait for the trend to appear and be clear and tell you something very obvious. And right now I'm thinking, yes, this does look like a very good potential uptrend starting to form, and a repeat of this. Basically, cake has just had the fantastic run with multiple fantastic entry triggers, but I would like to see that behavior continue before going long. So the setup would look something like this, right? Where, let's see, what would be the TPs? You know what? In a market like this, what the hell? Why not just look for a move all the way back up to the breakdown area right here with multiple take profits on the way up? But that would be my swing trade idea on cake. But I would have to wait for a break and retest of the blue box right here. Other than that, it looks fantastic. Looks ready to go long on this. You just need some added confirmation, adding some alerts here, above and below price. EGLD. All right. So we never had that retest. We never had that retest. And this is obviously scary stuff, because if you look at EGLD, the price action that we saw here, it looks pretty much exactly like cake, right? You see, cake is right here, and we had that massive breakout on EGLD, never came down and retested. That is the problem with the break and retest strategy, is you might not get the retrace, and you're pretty much fucked if you don't get that one. So the best way to probably trade cake, considering the fact that everything's just so bullish, might be actually going long on a breakout. So 4-hour close above, maybe just enter on that one and let it run. I think that would be a good opportunity I think that would be the right way to trade this as well. So I'm just going to add something right here, and I'm going to write some notes to myself here. And I'm going to say, I'm gonna say, considering the fact that the market is so bullish, it might make sense to buy the 4-hour breakout. Check EGLD for confluence. Flans could also be 4-hour close above with 15-minute break and retest. All right, that is. So why am I writing this? I'm writing this because when I see the alert go off, I pull up the chart, and this is what I'm supposed to tell myself. All right. EGLD, do we have a trade here? Maybe. How's the daily looking? Looking pretty good. That's a good level on the daily. How's this looking on the 4-hour? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to look for a possible long opportunity on EGLD here. I'm adding one alert right here. I want to see a move down here, and I would go long on a nice bounce in that area. So that's EGLD, 1 inch. So I'm thinking, I'm in the positions that I'm in right now, and I should probably try to stay in that trend and wait for clear retraces in the 4-hour trend before going long again. Because when you're at the point when everything's just moving very bullishly, it just takes one move for Bitcoin to kind of stop you out on all the altcoins. And that is, I feel, that's pretty much how I feel right now. It's very possible that we might actually see that. See, 1 inch actually does look pretty good here. Looks like it could potentially continue its breakout here. Let's see if this actually makes sense. Yeah, this would be a so the idea here would be, good question. So it seems like you're all, I'm only long on the altcoin index, the atoms. I have right now 3 positions open with a total of I never exceed 5% in total. So I need to calculate my positions so that but all of these are, I have stops on entries. I have no risk in the market right now, so which means I can freely enter 4 new positions with 1% each, right? So because I have stops at entry on the current ones, I'm completely risk-free in the market. The market can do whatever it wants. I'm not going to lose any money. So that means I can freely open up new positions. And you know what, guys? I'm actually going to go long on 1 inch right here because it does look really, really nice here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be basing this on only 1 TP, right? Only 1 TP. So I'm going long at current price. I'm going to have a wide stop loss, and I'm only going to exit. I have 1 TP at 2 hours. So this is going to be somewhat of a scalp trade. This is either going to get stopped out or hit entry today. You know what? I can probably put that stop loss lower in this area. So this will be the setup on 1 inch. So let's go long on 1 inch. I'm using 3 comments for this. Where do we have 1 inch? Yes. So I'm going long market. Take profit is going to be at this area right here. I'm going to exit 100% at that level. Stop loss is going to be right here at 7. Stop loss, it's not going to be a timer on that one. Had to calculate my position quickly, so let's calculate 3.5. So what I then do is I try to calculate what would be my risk. So that's too much. All right, so now I know what my position size should be. So I enter that one. Leverage on this one can be 10x. So leverage 10x, position size is good. All right, I'm long now. All right, so that is one setup I'm in right now. It would be just a quick 2R or something like that. Moving that up to the top. Now the next one would be DOT. I think I'm not really interested in going long on DOT here, even though the trend is very, very beautiful. But it's about, like, it looks very similar to Bitcoin, but it's about to hit the 0.618 of the reload zone here. So all right, so 90%, seriously, like it can if Bitcoin pumps towards 58K, altcoins can pump. I'd say altcoins might actually follow that up versus USDT. But if altcoins starts dumping, like, guys, it's we're talking about a lot. Like, we see market conditions where altcoins is dumped 50% in a couple of days. Like, so it's have stop losses, get ready to exit when shit hits the fan. DOT, not interested in going long, even though that it looks really, really good for a potential long. Rune, look at this, very, very good, looking very, very nice. So what I thought would happen here actually did happen, but not as clean as I would have thought. Man, all coins are really, really running right now. Would this be a good breakout setup? No, it would not, but it would be a very nice setup if it retraces back down to this level right here. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a long on Rune based on these fibs right here. And I'm going to look for a slight retrace down into this area right here. So this will be my setup on Rune. I want to see a retrace back down to that level right there. And I want my stops below these wicks right here. And I'm then going to have my first TP here. Second one is going to be up here. And then the last one is going to be up at the -618. Let's see if this makes sense from a daily perspective. And yes, it absolutely makes perfect sense. So that will be the setup on Rune. If this runs, I'm going to miss out, obviously. But if it comes down and tests my level, I would have a fairly profitable trade. The average on this trade would be 3.4, which would absolutely be acceptable. So that is the trade. I have to have a time stop loss on this one. So let's go. We got FTX, USD, we got Rune. The position size on this should be, let's calculate that once again. Obviously, it's almost double the risk. So the position size should be 50% of the last position. That is quite easily calculated. Yeah, let's do that. All right. It's my entry. Got my stop loss. Should probably put that at 3. Stop loss, 300 seconds. We'll do take profit. We'll do split targets. We'll do 50%, 20%, 25% on this one, where I will move my stops to entry, and then 25% on that one. And I will also, on the last one, I will exit 50%, but I am adding a trailing take profit of 5% on that one. So that is going to be my setup on that one. Let's also add an alert right here to alert me when there's an entry. Let's get entry right here. So when this one goes off, I know I've entered the setup, and I will then enter stop loss alerts on the take profits and the stop losses and all that. So that is Rune. I'm now currently, I've got active orders for Rune. I've got active orders for, I'm in 1 inch, which means 2, which means I'm going to enter probably 1 or 2 more setups if the shot looks good. Lena looks good, but not as good as some of the other ones. TRX, Link, oh man, look at Link, fantastic. I am actually quite heavily exposed to Link in my medium to long-term bag, so this is really giving me some nice profits today. I'm overall on my whole trading capital, I'm up 5% on the day, which is really, really nice, because I need to pay all my bills and live happily ever after. I need like 10% gain in a month. So 5% in a day is, very, very nice. If I could make, 5% a couple of days this month and secure some profits, I'm good for several months of living expenses. And that is the beautiful part of when you start growing your capital, right? When you start growing your capital to the point where a couple of percentage a month will pay for your living, that is when you hit the sweet spot, right? That is when trading for a living makes sense. When you can make 5 to 10% a month and live on that, that is when you've come to the point where you can start trading full time. Link, when to enter Link for mid to long term entry? Probably, the $30 area. No, basically, it's not about prices. I think it's more about market structure. So the next higher low for Link, and I think this is very important, guys. I think this is a very important thing to talk about. When you're asking me for targets and where should I enter, where should I exit, instead try to reframe it. I know that the easiest way to do this is just to give you guys a price, but what you should do is you should try to kind of reframe the question and ask, during what conditions, or what should the market structure look like for me to long Link? And you guys know exactly what what that looks like. In an uptrend, you should go long on the throwbacks, the retraces to the breakout level. Like, you should go long on, like, in an uptrend, you go long on the higher lows. So for Link, that would look like this, right? Every dip is a long opportunity, and most likely the dips will come down and test the last higher high. So for Link, we have some reaction here. So this whole area right here would be a good long opportunity on Link. So somewhere between $30, $32, something like that. That would be a fantastic long opportunity on Link if it bounces, right? If it bounces. All right. Would like to briefly hear about your portfolio capital strategy when you have time. All right. So let's. Sorry, my kid is going crazy upstairs, so I'm just trying to listen if it's like what's going on. Yeah, okay, so I have about 50% of my capital in the forex market and 50% of my cap. Like this is day trading, short-term day trading. So for my short-term day trading, which is about I'd say 60 to 75% of my trading capital is in short-term trading, right? And I have of that, I have 50% in the forex market and 50% in the crypto market, where in the crypto market, I'm day trading the futures market on FTX. And in the forex market, I'm day trading. Actually, I'm not day trading. I'm swing trading. So I'm swing trading the forex market on Prime XPT. I'm swing trading the futures market, crypto, altcoin market, more day trading the crypto market, let's say, on FTX. And then I have about somewhere between, let's say, 40% in long-term holdings, which is comprised of Bitcoin being the biggest bag, with about 30% exposure to Bitcoin. And then I have Ethereum, which is about 20%. So that's 50% of my long-term, medium-term holdings in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then I have, in order of the biggest percentage, is Sol, Link, Matic, Sushi, Aave, Uni, Dodge, and BNB. I'm not going to go into any detail on why I've chosen those as my long-term holdings, but guys, you got to remember that it's not only based on fundamentals. It's mostly based on technicals, and it's based on the fact that if like I just want to be exposed to the crypto market, and these are some pretty good coins that to be exposed to. I don't like. There's a lot of coins I don't have. Like, I don't have ADA, I don't have Litecoin, I don't have, like, there's so many coins that I don't have, and I don't have FTT and stuff like that. That coins that I probably should have. But I gotta remember that if, like, I have Link, I have Sol, I have Matic, I have Sushi, I have Uni, I have stuff that if the crypto market starts running, they're all going to pump. They're all going to pump. All right. One might pump more than the other, but overall, they're all going to pump. And my main exposure is Bitcoin and Ethereum, because honestly, the only thing I care about purely fundamentally is Bitcoin, because that is the only technology that I really do understand in crypto. Everything else, I don't really care about much fundamentally. I think Bitcoin is the number one asset to hold in the crypto market, and Ethereum, because basically Ethereum is just Ethereum, right? If you don't have any exposure to Ethereum, you're not in the crypto market. And then of course Link, because Link is probably one of the most bullish shots in the in crypto, and everything else is just, I hold Dodge because I'm just stupid, and that's basically it. So my strategy is the swing trading / day trading part of my portfolio, which is about 60 to 75% of my trading capital, is where I just just manually day trade the crypto and the forex market for just making money in the swings, right? While holding the long-term bags is making money long-term. And the long-term goal is that I'm going to exit the crypto market when there's a clear change in behavior of the overall and also this, a lot of the products in my long-term bag is products that Sam are involved in, or that Sam have expressed interest in, pretty much. It's sad. It's weird, but it's really a good strategy. I don't know why. It just works. So my long-term goals here are, I want to exit or slowly start exiting the crypto market when the end of, so basically what I'm doing is this, right? I want to be long this. I'm not going to be exposed during this, and I'm thinking I want to be long during this. And I think the current trend that we're in might look something like this, right? So I'm looking at something that long term might look like this, right? And I want to, I want to stay long, exit, stay long and exit, right? That's just the way. So that's what I'm thinking, right? And here we have the the obvious distribution range of that trend. So that is what I'm looking at the top, right? So that's basically my plans for the long term bag. Where's Birb? Birb's gone, man. I'm the new guy. I'm the new guy in the channel. You're not gonna see Birb anymore. Sorry, man. That's just the way it is. Anyway, guys, obviously that's a joke. Crypto Birb is in Dubai, and yeah, I love you guys too. All right, that's it for today's webinar. Now you know my plans for the market long term, and you know how I structure my day trading portfolio. You've seen me enter 2 trades based on a very simple break and retest strategy, and hopefully this was educational, helpful, or whatever. Unfortunately, I could not do any shorting requests today because basically what I was doing today was I got a very tight schedule, and this was my only time today to actually do my own trading. All right, guys. Take care, guys, and see you guys in the next one. Have a great Monday.